Hello, everyone. This is the Inner Voice Show, part of the Evolving Mind series in the Togetherness media. I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine. I'm a psychotherapist and the founder of the Awareness Integration Theory. Our conversations are about what matters most in our life, our minds, thoughts, feelings, actions, relationships, and our fulfillment in this beautiful journey of life. For all of the psychotherapists, mental health practitioners, and life coaches, I love to have you at the Essential of Awareness Integration Theory course, which is coming up in June 24th to 26th, teaching you all that you could learn about this theory and utilize it with your client. The early bird special is coming up about 10 days, June 10th. So sign up as soon as you can. Go to awarenessintegration.com, get a hold of me, and please register. Today, I will be talking about who is responsible for the violence that's going on around us. Maybe all of us. So here it is, the tip of the week. Hello, I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine, and this is the tip of the week. Last week, I wrote about displaced anger. And this week, we witnessed how displaced anger can be devastating to so many people. All mass shootings are a form of displaced anger. When someone is angry at life, their parents, their upbringing, someone who belittled them at one point in their life, and they project it to a group, a particular race, or a particular demographic. So who's responsible? Two major conversations are on the table this week: mental health and guns that can be used by people who are not mentally healthy to destroy, damage, or kill others. Many say that mass shootings are due to mental illness or conditions. The desire to kill another human being has been glorified by many movies, television shows, almost every major television program after 8 p.m., and mostly in the gaming industry. Last year, the most listened to podcast was about murder. The local news constantly showcases killing and murder. The international news is about war. When violence and killing another human being is what we hear all day and all night, it may appear to be the norm of the society rather than only a small group who are supposedly mentally ill. When politicians' campaign ads are about cocking guns and shooting gestures and firing guns, then it appears that it has become the interest of the majority and not 1 in a million mentally ill person. What does this say about our society? Are we all mentally ill? Are we fed violence because we watch violence? And therefore, the entertainment and gaming industry feeds us more violence and killing because they think we like it and will pay good money for it? If we as a society are not mentally ill, and there are only few percentages of people who have mental illness, who have the tendency to kill and harm other people and other human beings, then wouldn't it be the responsibility of society's healthy population to keep tools that can be used by the mentally ill population easily to harm others out of the reach of these groups? Any good parent watches for their children not to be harmed, nor for the children to harm their siblings or others. They childproof the house so that the child who is not yet responsible for knowledge nor skilled has access to dangerous material. Shouldn't the mentally healthy and responsible society do the same for the part of the society that is not healthy enough to distinguish, to be responsible for their actions? Parents could be deemed negligent and punished for allowing gun, poison, bleach, or any hazardous material be accessible to their children. Shouldn't that mentally healthy society be deemed negligent for allowing access to harmful tools to other members of the society who are not mentally ill, mentally healthy? On the other hand, if all the society is mentally healthy, they would not need tools to kill each other with, and therefore no need for those tools to be sold or available. In the past 30 years working as a mental health provider, I've had the privilege of working with many people who are suffering from one or more of the diagnostic statistic manual's diagnoses as mental illness, which had never had the desire to kill anyone or carry a gun. I've worked with many suicidal patients that I've had to ask their family and community to be sure to take all harmful tools away from them due to their impulse to use those tools to harm themselves. I've worked with many angry people who needed to get revenge on another person who they were harmed by. And by law, I had to de-escalate them and take all forms of guns and harmful weapons from them to assure the safety of other people. When a parent and have reasonable doubt that someone is harmful to themselves or others, we hospitalize them and buy time for them to heal and no longer have the intention to harm. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of trusting that every person has access to mental health providers or mental health institutions, nor that they would recognize that they are mentally or emotionally unstable and actually need to get help. Therefore, as a healthy society, we are responsible and obligated to keep weapons, guns, military-grade weapons away from the hands of impulsive and not emotionally sound people. I hear the argument, guns don't kill. Guns are made to harm and kill. Machine guns are made to kill the masses. That is the purpose of these tools. They're not made for gardening or decoration or meal preparation or anything else. Just harming, just killing. Machine guns and regular guns are not used for hunting animals. They're used for killing other human beings. So when there is an easy access to guns and you have people who get excited about killing others, for whatever reason, mental illness, personality disorders, revenge, ideology, following a fad, who's coming up in TikTok, etc. This is the result we get in the US. The ratio of mentally ill is not higher in the US than other countries. However, we don't have mass shootings in other countries. Scotland and Australia regulated and called back guns, and they no longer had mass shootings. The ratio of their mentally ill community did not necessarily suddenly get lowered to 0%. What are we responsible for? I believe that each one of us are responsible for how we are promoting or demoting violence in our homes, in our schools, our work, our career, and even in our own mind. We are responsible for the politicians we elect for the office. We are responsible for the shows and entertainment that promote violence and killing. We are responsible to making the industry of violence a very lucrative business. The same way pharmaceutical companies are being held responsible for the opiate crisis, maybe the industries that fuel the violence also need to be responsible for the impact of their product. We can also promote training for parents and teachers, promote healthy, emotionally regulating and violence-free homes and classrooms, which can promote raising mentally and emotionally healthy citizens. All in all, we're all responsible, one way or another, for the outcome of violence in our communities and at the world at large. Let's take our responsibility seriously and create a world where we can be safe and raise our children and the next generation in a safe environment. Thank you for listening with your heart.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.